up, everybody? It's Warren Hampton with 12 Church with my bro, Gabriel Menchaca from NWLA. Not NWA, but NWLA. We're here to have a conversation. Urban ministry is important because I just feel like Jesus would be in the places like what we call the ghetto, the barrio. I just believe that the urban ministry, like he would be in the most impoverished places, where the immigrants are, where people are overlooked and oppressed. I believe Jesus would be there. That's why I do urban ministry the way I do it. And like the traditional church is so pristine sometimes and perfect and polished and you know, the world is not like that. We're not presented like that. I mean, yeah, you got the Oscars, you got all that, everybody dresses up, but when it comes to real ministry and like how Jesus grew up, I believe this is the way he would be doing ministry. Like he wouldn't be in the church building with the mega church. He would be in the small areas or in house churches or just making every place just like the Bible we saw where the church was.
Yeah. No, I'm in full agreement with that. I think also too, like one of the biggest things that I saw is cities are influential. One of the reasons why a lot of the immigrants or even like there's even a poor group or community in a city is because that's where the work is.
Yeah.
And so like the influence of a city in the state, the context of a state. So you have like LA, and then you have these pockets of cities around it. But LA is this spread out city. And so like for me, one of the things that I saw in LA was you had these not only pockets of areas of the city, but you had these pockets of like these representations of nationalities.
Yeah.
So you have like little Ethiopia, little Tokyo, little like little Armenia.
Yeah.
And so for me, the idea of a city like LA is its influence globally. So when we were in Germany, we were watching a movie. The end of the movie, the studios that come up where the movie was edited and filmed, produced, all that, were based in LA.
Oh, wow.
And so it just kind of hit me like, dude, like a city like Los Angeles has such a global influence that if you reach the creatives, you reach the wealth, you reach the people that are literally have a hand in and even control over, and you share the gospel with them, their lives are changed. The impact of what they're doing in the arts and everything like that, business, the impact of what they're doing has a far-reaching effect.
Yeah.
And so for me, LA is that.
Yeah.
That's why, like for me, any major urban city is kind of like a global city.
I love hearing that about LA because I'm from Phoenix, so urban ministry for us is like South Phoenix and Guadalupe, Maryvale, places where what most church planting organizations say are not financially stable.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want you to plant in the rich places.
Yeah, like so it could be a homogenous church. Everybody looks the same, has the same money, and that's just not the model of the kingdom. We're supposed to have the rich and the poor together. And it's the downtrodden and the people who have a lot don't have a lot. That's what makes the kingdom beautiful because we are a mosaic. And so, I mean, LA, I think you see more of that. Arizona is still evolving.
One of the things that you could actually review is in the movie Rush Hour. You have Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Right? It's Chris Tucker, right?
Yeah.
So there's a scene, and it was like, that's LA.
Yeah.
He goes into like a gas station or like a little shop, and he buys a burrito.
Yeah.
And you don't see that because it's Chris Tucker. He's a black man buying a burrito.
Yeah.
And it's like, I grew up in Dallas, and it was like, you didn't have a lot of that crossover.
Yeah.
It was like the black community stayed in their area,
Yep.
the Hispanic community stayed in their area.
Yep.
And so when you see that movie, you see Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker goes in and buys a burrito and tells Jackie Chan, like, have you had one of these? And
Right.
And so like for me, that context is LA.
Yeah.
And it's like, but that for me is more kingdom-like. It's like, dude, like, look, in the end, when you're in another country, like my wife and I were missionaries.
Yeah.
We were in another country. We couldn't find other Latinos.
Yeah.
There was none.
Yeah.
So we reached out to whoever would literally be like, hey, what's up, man? Let's work together. So it was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I think that is a big thing for me in urban context on why I think planting a church that has like a kingdom culture,
Yeah.
kingdom mindset can work. But not only that, can impact and influence other cities where they see like, you know, even with us on a video online, they're seeing like, you know, a black guy and a Hispanic guy, you know, that I barely speak Spanish.
That's crazy.
So like I speak some, but not like, I think I speak more Estonian than Spanish. And so like, it's funny because like that context alone provides other people an awareness that like, look, we agree on kingdom.
Yeah.
Like we have other areas we probably don't agree on,
right?
But that's fine. You know, like we agree on kingdom. And I think that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like planting in the urban context.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a lot of people agree on kingdom because they agree on their own kingdom.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the church has become so polarized in America because of politics, and we forget the gospel that unifies us, that breaks down the dividing walls, that welcomes the immigrant and the unsheltered person into the family of God. And so, to me, you know, like even what you said about Rush Hour, they were also learning each other's culture.
Yes.
Like he taught them how to eat mushu and camel's hump and you know, and he's like, don't ever touch a black man's radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like those things, that's what makes Rush Hour like a fun comedy to you know, embrace, because if we're all learning from each other, then that's how we grow and learn to appreciate the diversity in the body of Christ.
Yeah, and especially with Christ at the core, like at the center of everything, it's easy to identify what we're all aiming for. Like, it's like, what did Jesus teach us? That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah,
like,
let's just do that.
Yeah, like
I think we'll be okay.
Easier said than done.
Yeah,
but possible.
Yeah,
like very possible. But yeah, that's for me, planting in the urban context.
Yep,
that's part of it.
And even with us using this church language, this jargon, people who are just looking to be accepted in a family, God, don't care if it's a urban context. If you're in their community and serving them, that's how they feel welcome, and you embrace them. And so, you know, for us as pastors and church people, we gotta remember to use the language of just regular everyday language. You know, just we say urban ministry, but you know, for people who don't know what that means, we just want to build a church that you're welcome to come in and say, this is my church. I identify with their theology, their identity, their family, their activities, the community service, whatever it is. And then we call it the urban context. Like somebody told me one time, you know, do you want to serve, you know, in church? And we use this word, do you want to serve? Do you want to be a servant? And it's like, well, just say volunteer. You know, and it's like sometimes we make it so super spiritual. And I get it because we want to use that language, but I think we lose some people sometimes because we talk in so much church context. And I'm not talking about us. We're just, you know, answering that question and conversing about it. But, you know, for pastors and stuff like that, we got to start just using regular old language and hanging with people, what I like to say, people who are not church people. Because that's how I learned how to speak in a way that they don't feel threatened, or they don't feel like, well, I can't talk to this pastor because he knows the Bible more than me. But if I don't tell them I'm a pastor and I just build a relationship with them, they're like, oh, you're a pastor? Well, where's your church? That's the best fruit that comes from those relationships.